What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today, I wasn't actually gonna film anything because I didn't want to kind of bore you guys with just walking around dealerships and kind of doing a window car shopping video like I just did about a week ago. But I figured I'm walking around. I'm here with my boy Layton from Mr. Full Send and Two Step. I'll have a link down below. If you guys are kind of wondering what, he was formerly known as Supercar Spotter 416. So, anyways, I'll leave links to his stuff down below. But yeah, he was just kind of filming some stuff, and I was kind of giving him some kind of fun facts on the cars.
You just taught me something new.
Yeah, so I figured, I just taught him something new, so I figured, maybe I'll walk around some of the cars around here and give you guys some new fun facts as well. So, we'll start here with this Ferrari 458 in front of us, of course. 458 Italia, kind of an older car now, built back in like the early 2000s. But you can see, it kind of has that classic Thomas Ferrari design, and that's because this is one of the cars that's built in collaboration with Pininfarina. Yeah, if you guys know Ferrari, you'll know that back in the day, Ferrari and Pininfarina was kind of the collab. Ferrari would kind of handle all the power and everything, and Pininfarina was kind of responsible for the design along with Ferrari. Well, unfortunately, a couple years ago, that was no longer the case. Ferrari decided to take all the design to be in-house. Thus, when the 488 came out, that was all Ferrari design, no Pininfarina, which caused some controversy because people were like, well, kind of the classic, Ferrari lines that we know and everything are gone. But, I think the people have kind of warmed up to it now because, I don't think now you can say the 488 is really a bad-looking car. No, the piece looks good, the 812 looks good. But yeah, I believe it was the 458 actually was kind of the last car that was the collab between Ferrari and Pininfarina. So yeah, if you're wondering why on kind of Ferrari's newer kind of from the 488 generation and up, why they don't have the Pininfarina badge, that's why, because they don't actually do work with Pininfarina anymore. So another fun fact with the 458 that I didn't mention before, that this is actually the last of the naturally aspirated Ferrari V8s. Of course, when they jumped up to the 488, the brand new car, they went twin turbos. So yeah, and if you guys didn't know also, too, another fun fact, the name 458 actually stands for kind of the engine displacement. So the 458 stands for 4.5 liter V8 Ferrari. And of course, as I mentioned, this is the last naturally aspirated V8 Ferrari they ever built. Well, for the V8s, of course, the 812 still has the big naturally aspirated V12, but with the way the world's going with cars and everything, we already have the twin turbo V8s, and I'm pretty sure at some point the V12s will probably get either hybridized or have to be smaller with turbos, something like that, just the way the world's going. Of course, with the new SF90 Stradale, that's kind of a V8 with the hybrid technology in it as well. And of course, if we go back a little bit, the LaFerrari had the big V12 with the hybrid with the electric motors. So yeah, I think that's kind of the way the cars are going in the future. So this is also why I love one of these cars, the 458, is because that naturally aspirated sound, like we just heard that quick little rev, you don't get that kind of noise with the 488 with the twin turbos. So yeah, another fun fact, the 458, last naturally aspirated V8 Ferrari ever built. Alright guys, so just beside the Ferrari here, we have the SLR McLaren. Now, of course, this is back in the day. This was kind of a collab between McLaren and Mercedes, really before McLaren made their name with the cars we know today. Of course, in 2011-12, they came out with the 12C, which ironically, there's a 12C tucked over back there. You guys might not be able to see, but there's a 12C over there. But yeah, this is McLaren's kind of first delve into kind of more road legal cars. Of course, they made the F1, but that used a BMW V12 and some other stuff. And even this was a design between McLaren and Mercedes. But of course, this has the iconic, it has the doors that go up, which is what you see with all McLarens nowadays today. Which in, I think, the mid-2000s when this car came out was kind of revolutionary at the time. Of course, some other Mercedes features, it has the extremely long front hood. And of course, it has the big, massive hood that opens up this way, revealing the big V8 underneath it. But you can see the McLaren logo on the side here. As I said, it was a straight collab. I think Mercedes was probably responsible for most of the design. Then McLaren came in to help with some of the tuning and everything. And of course, McLaren typically was known as like kind of the big Formula One racing company, and they call themselves a technology company. And of course, Mercedes already had the market on road cars. But yeah, this car, in a sense, is kind of the granddaddy to all the McLarens that we now know and love on the roads today. And you won't be able to see on the inside too well there, guys, but the other fun fact with this car is that you put the key in the ignition and turn it on, but then to actually start the car, you flip up kind of a button on top of the the shifter there, and then there's a big start button there. That's actually how you start the car. If you ever wonder how to start your SLR McLaren, that's where you do it, right there on kind of the gear selector. Okay, and just, I figured I'd come over and show you. So, as you know, as I just said, kind of the SLR McLaren was kind of a collab between McLaren and Mercedes, kind of the granddaddy to this and what we know now to be the McLaren. So, of course, this is the McLaren 12C, and of course, it continued on the tradition of the doors, but this, of course, was the first car that was fully kind of built in-house by McLaren with all McLaren technology, all McLaren parts. Where, like I said, the F1, it used the BMW V12, and of course, the SLR over there was in collab with Mercedes, so it had Mercedes parts. But yeah, the 12C is kind of obviously the birth into McLaren as a full-on road car company. Okay, guys, so over here we have this nice classic BMW. I don't really have any fun facts on this other than it's cool. You don't really see these all that often, but I don't know what they're doing with this one over here. I'm over here at FAF Reserve and Tuning. I don't know what they're doing with it, but there's a big sign on the steering wheel that says "Do Not Start." So yeah, I don't know what they're doing with this car that says "Do Not Start," but clearly it's either something not good or it's just way too epic that they'll want to start. I mean, it looks like it has some kind of custom tuning badges on the side here. I'm not really sure what that is. If anyone knows, drop a comment. But yeah, kind of cool, classic old BMW, old M3, like an E30 M3. Yeah, pretty cool. And if we continue with kind of the classic car theme over here, beside the 12C, which actually is a Spider, I forgot to mention, we have this old VW Corrado. It's an old 5-speed. Pretty sure it's a VR6, so you know, for back in the day, this was actually kind of a pretty decent sports car for, you know, the early 90s. So then behind the Corrado here, guys, we have another VW. Well, of course I joke, but this is the Audi R8. It's kind of the first gen of the V10 cars, which they kind of look like the V8s, but you know, I guess we weren't sure. You can always look in the back and you see the sign that says V10, and of course it says V10 on the side. But yeah, kind of first gen R8, which these are starting to drop in price. And so I think if you're kind of looking for your first supercar, you might want to look at an R8. Even the V8s, they might not be as quick, they might not sound as good, but if you're trying to get into the supercar market for pretty inexpensively, the R8's kind of a good bet because they're kind of starting to drop in price. Even something like an older McLaren 12C, you know, they're not crazy cheap, but you know, they're not, you know, the $500,000 that kind of a new car is. So yeah, these are two pretty kind of good kind of starter supercars if you're ever looking to be in the market. And then as always, guys, every time you come around here, there's always just a handful of classic Porsches. So we have a couple Carreras over here, another one there, there's a Turbo S. There's an old Carrera Turbo, it's kind of stuck in the corner over there. And no, there's an old Boxster here as well. And there's kind of an old, I think it's a 996 911 Turbo. This thing looks wicked. It's got 1221 wheels on it. It's got the kind of cool orange accented side mirrors, and on the inside, you guys can't see it through the camera, but on the inside, the steering wheel, the dash, all the plastic bits in there are kind of orange accented as well. So that's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, we come back here, D badge, but if you know, it's a 996 Turbo. You see it kind of has a double wing, and this wing is actually semi-active. It'll kind of raise and lower when you're going different speeds. And clearly this old Porsche was wrapped at one point. I guess they got kind of lazy and didn't take it off the emblem, but yeah, I guess that kind of explains the orange theme, where there's some leftover orange wrap under the emblem at the front. And just one other kind of quick car fact for today. Again, unfortunately it's kind of slow, there's not really much out here at all. They have a new Roma over at Ferrari, but you can't go in because of COVID and everything. So I don't even see it through the window. So maybe I'll put up the picture that I got. I didn't get the greatest picture, but I'll put up a picture. I'm gonna see if I can come back and get that another day. But to end off our kind of little fun fact video, one thing with the McLarens, if you guys have never noticed, and if you guys are ever kind of stuck, you know, maybe you come up across a car, not really sure what it is, so maybe, you know, the badging on the side, like you see here, has been deleted or something like that. The only way to tell, if you're not sure if it's an LT car, go look at any 675 or 600 LT. Right, so you guys can see there in the driver's side headlight, you'll see where it says 600 LT. If you guys were to look at a 675 as well, it's going to say 675 LT. But now, sorry for the extreme brightness, but if we come over here to just a regular 570, look at the same spot, right? You see, there's no numbering. And if I keep moving over here to this 650S Spider, look in the same spot, you can see there's no lettering. So yeah, so there you go, guys. That's kind of a quick little cool car fact that that I didn't know myself until it's kind of last year while I was looking at the car. I noticed that. But yeah, again, if all other things fail and you're not sure, or you want to kind of impress your friends with some car knowledge, you can tell them. If you look at any of the LT McLarens, again, 600 LT, 675 LT, and I'm sure even the new 765 LT is going to have it. As soon as I got one of those, I'll check it out. But yeah, look at any of the LT variant McLarens. Look at the kind of the bottom corner of the of the driver's side headlight, and you can see that little letter in that says 600, 675, and I'm imagining the 765 LT is going to have that same thing as well. All right, guys. So you can also see here in front of us, kind of tucked in the back of McLaren, is this nice little Lotus Elise. Of course, kind of a really raw, stripped down car for Lotus, British car company, and probably the best use ever of a Toyota V6. The Camry V6 is what they use in this car and kind of later models as well. But it has a supercharger on it, so you know it's not just kind of your dinky little family car. Yeah, 6-speed manual. I don't think there's any power steering or anything in this car. You know, there's not really much in the way of driver assist as well. So it's basically you and the car, either you drive it well or it's probably going to bite you. This is also a convertible. As you can see, it has the removable soft top on here. And yeah, I don't know, for a pure driver's car, I think Lotus is probably one of the best. I know some people say kind of the newer ones are a little bit, toned down, they're not quite as raw. But when you compare it to something like this, like a 570, yeah, maybe it's not quite as quick, doesn't quite kind of have the flash. But for a pure driving experience, nothing really beats a Lotus. Maybe the Alpha 4C, but yeah, the Lotus is kind of one of those really lightweight, stripped down, good on the road, but kind of meant for the track cars. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to do it for this video. We just came over here to Lamborghini dealership, but not much going on. Nothing really new to film. But yeah, I don't know. As I said, I didn't really have a plan for this video, so hopefully you guys enjoy some of kind of the quick little fun car facts. If you didn't know any, let me know. If you have any other facts that you think are cool, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, this video is pretty much over. Once again, go follow my friend Layton over there. I'll have all his links to his stuff down below. But yeah, this video's gonna do it for this time, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.